Shri Vigrahara Dana Nityanana Shingara Dhanmandira Marjanado Yuktasya bhaktam staniyunjatopi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Chaturvida Shri Bhagavat Prasada Swadhana Triptan Haribhaksha Sangam Kritraiva Triptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Shri Radhika Madhavayorapara Madhurya Leela Gunarupanamnam Pratikshanaasvadanalolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Nikunjayo no rati keli siddhai Yayali vir yukti rapekshaniya Tatrati daksharati vallabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Sakshadaritvena samasta shastre Uktastatha bhavyate vasadvi Kinto prabhoya priya eva tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado Yasya prasada nagati kutapi Jayam stuvam stasa yasa shri sadyam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastyatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Nityananda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Nilamadava Radha Nilamadava Radhe. Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Sita Ram Jaya Sita Ram Sita Ram Jaya Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha Lakshmi Narasingha Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha. Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Om Shri Pada Brahmamsa Pachaka Acharya Shtota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace Aparchana Rinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Bhaktivedanta Institute Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Shri Pada Brahmamsa Pachaka Acharya Shtota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridasa Kru Ki Jai. Premi se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Purushottama Chaita Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ayodhya Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Samavrita Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Harinama Sankirtana Ki Jai. Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glory to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. प्रह्लादलाददायिने हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः शीलटङ्कानकालाये इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नाकाम् अभूतसिंगां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुवृन्दा केशवधिरता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधिरता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha Si Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Ye Abhilasi 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 Ye Tumara Saranaloy Tara Vancha Purna Hoy Ye Tumara Saranaloy Tara Vancha Purna Hoy Kripa Kori Koro Tare Vrindavana Vasi Kripa Kori Koro Tare Vrindavana Vasi Moraye Abhilas Vilas Kunja Diyovas Vilas Vilas Kunja Diyovas Nayane Hari Bosada Jugala Ruparasi Nayane Hari Bosada Jugala Ruparasi Ye Nivedana Dara Sakiranu Gata Koro Seva Adhikara Diye Koro Nijatasi Dina Krishna Dase Koi Ye Namura Hoi Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sada Yena Basi Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sada Yena Basi Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sada Yena Basi Yani Kani Cha Papani Brahma Hatyadikani Cha Tani Tani Pranasyante Pradakshina Pade Pade Yani Kani Cha Papani Brahma Hatyadikani Cha Tani Tani Pranasyante Pradakshina Pade Pade Yani Kani Cha Papani ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Tulsi Maharani 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 Jaya Vrinda Devi 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 Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
There are 10 fences in the mat to chant the holy names that should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of the demigods, Lord Shiva or Brahma, to be equal to independent the name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of a spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature pursuant the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glorious chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation of the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities and strength of chanting holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna one of the auspicious ritual activities, offering the Vedas are fruity activities, karma, ganda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glory of the holy name. 10. To not complete faith in the chanting holy names, and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success, Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisance unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just as I trees who can fulfill to everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Shri Chaitanya Shastakam ki jai. Jeto darpanamarjanam pavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shriya Gairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavatu Jivanam Anandam Pudivardhanam Pratipadam Purunamita Sadhanam Sarvatma Snapanam Paravijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Nam Akali Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etadishi Tava Kripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudevami Desham Iha Janina Nuragaha Turinatapi Sunijena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi Na Thanam Na Janam Na Sundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Jammani Jammanishvare Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Tavai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Man Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Sthita Duri Satesham Vichintaya Nayanam Karadashru Daraya Vatanam Kirtkata Rudaya Gira Pulakai Nichitam Vapur Kada Tava Nama Grahane Bhavishati Yuga itam nimishena chakshusha pravisha itam shunya itam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me ashirishava badaratam pinnashtumam hadarshanam marmhatam karotuva yatha tatha va vitatha lampato mad prananathastu sa eva na paraha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shastakam ki jai. Glory to Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes fire of conditional life for repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction of humanity at large, because it spreads a reason and benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases ocean transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction human beings. Thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have vested all transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, our kindness enables us to easily approach you by holy names, but I am so unfortunate and have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more taller than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O my Lord, to commit wealth, not to desire beautiful women, not to want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Sanhamananda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow I fall into the ocean, birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the Adams and lotus seed. O my Lord, while my eyes be decorated tears of love flowing constant when I chant the holy name, while my voice choke up, while the hairs of my body stand and the recitation of your name. O Govinda, feeling of separation, I'm considered moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so even he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything, everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Shri Mangala Charanam prayers ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Om Litam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Ragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pachadate Shatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhavin Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Mutaye Dina Tarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Mutaye Vipalambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumistvam Nirdeshta Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarabhama Shri Jaganathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurateshe Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karna Sindho Dinapanto Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Sratoro Pangor Mamamanda Materkati Masarvasva Padam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Devindalana Kalpadurmadaha Shimadra Nagara Singhasanasto Shrimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prishtari Bi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsivata Tatastitaha Karasham Venu Saner Gopir Gopinatha Shiyestunaha Tapta Kantana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Mangala Charana prayers ki jai. Shri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sarchitananda Vigraha Anadirade Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Parakara Satmasukha Praviksha Lakshariteshu Surabhi Rabi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasam Brahmasevyamanam Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Venu Kavanantam Aravinda Talaya Taksham Parharvatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gantarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Alola Chantakala Savanamada Vamshi Ranangadam Panayakeri Kalavilasam Shamam Tripanka Lalitam Niyata Prakasham Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti pashanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chimma satu jala vikrahasya govinda madi purusham tamaham bhajami Advaitam Achotam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Pantastu Koti Shatavassara Sampragamyo Vayuratapi Manaso Munipangavaanam Sopiasti Yapapada Simya Vichinta Tatve Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ekopya Sora Chaitum Jagadanta Kotim Yachakti Rasti Jagadanta Jayaya Dantaha Antantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Yad Bhava Bhavitadiyo Manujastateva Samprapya Rupa Mahimasanayana Pushaha Suktayam Eva Nikama Patitai Stuvanti Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ananda Chimera Sapati Bhavitabis Tabeya Evan Jarupataya Kalabihi Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kilatma Bhutto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Premanjana Churutha Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hitayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundam Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ramadi Murtishu Kalanya Mena Tishtan Nanavataram Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samapava Paramapumam Yo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami. Krishna, who is not Govinda, the Supreme Godhead. He has the internal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and is the prime cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desire, in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with a figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, and who always revels in pastimes of love, whose graceful three-fold bending form of Shamachandra is eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, primary Lord, who is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but obtainable by pure and unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay. He is without a beginning, and whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha, yet he is the person possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. He, in his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore.
I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra suktas taught by the Vedas by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveniences, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities in the company of her confidant Sakis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, who is Shyamasundar, Krishna himself with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion tinged with the soul of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions. Sri Brahma Bhagavad Gita, purport 7.1. शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदयन्ता हि हि अभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सतं नष्टप्रयेष्व अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भागवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैस्तिकी तदा राजास्तमो भावा कामलोभादयश्च ये चेत एतैरनाविदं स्थितं सत्त्वे प्रसीदति एवं प्रसन्नमनसो भगवद्भक्तियोगतः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसङ्गस्य जायते विद्यते हृदयग्रन्थिश्छिद्यन्ते सर्वसमस्याः क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मनीश्वरे. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lust and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of Asamsayam Samagram, understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth Personality of Godhead, Bhagavatam 1.2.17 to 21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 13.35 Kshetra kshetrajnayoryevam antaram jnana chakshusha bhuta praktri moksham cha ye viduryanti te param. Kshetra of the body, kshetrajnayo of the proprietor of the body, evam thus, antaram the difference, jnana chakshusha by the vision of knowledge, bhuta of the living entity, prakriti from material nature, moksham the liberation, cha also, ye tho those who vidu know, yanti approach, they param the supreme. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Those who see the eyes of knowledge, the difference between the body and the knower of the body, and can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature, attain to the supreme goal. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The purport of this 13th chapter is that one should know the distinction between the body, the owner of the body, and the super soul. One should recognize the process of liberation as described in verses 8 through 12. Then one can go on to the supreme destination. A faithful person should at first have some good association to hear of God, and thus gradually become enlightened. If one accepts a spiritual master, one can learn to distinguish between matter and spirit, and that becomes a stepping stone for further spiritual realization. A spiritual master, by various instructions, teaches his students to get free from the material concept of life. For instance, in Bhagavad Gita, we find Krishna instructing Arjuna to free him from materialistic concentrations. One can understand that this body is matter. It can be analyzed with its 24 elements. The body is the gross manifestation, and the subtle manifestation is the mind and psychological effects. And the symptoms of life are the interaction of these features. But over and above this, there is the soul, and there is also the super soul. The soul and the super soul are two. This material world is working by the conjunction of the soul and the 24 material elements. One who can see the constitution of the whole material manifestation as this combination of the soul and material elements, and can also see the situation of the Supreme Soul, becomes eligible for transfer to the spiritual world. These things are meant for contemplation and for realization, and one should have complete understanding of this chapter with the help of the spiritual master. Thus, and the Bhakti Vedanta purports to the 13th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of nature, the enjoyer and consciousness. Chapter 14. The three modes of material nature. 14.1 Sri Bhagavan Param Bhuya Pravakshami Jnananam Jnatam Jnanam Uttamam Yajñatva Munaya Sarve Param Siddhim Ito Gataha. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Param, the transcendental, Bhuya again pravakshami, I shall speak. Jnananam of all knowledge. Jnanam knowledge. Uttamam the supreme. Yat which jnatva knowing. Munaya the sages. Sarve all. Param transcendental. Siddhim perfection. Itaha from this world. Gataha attained. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, again I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. From the 7th chapter to the end of the 12th chapter, Sri Krishna in detail reveals the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now the Lord Himself is further enlightening Arjuna. If one understands this chapter through the process of philosophical speculation, he will come to an understanding of devotional service. In the 13th chapter, it was clearly explained that by humbly developing knowledge, one may possibly be free from material entanglement. It has also been explained that it is due to association with the modes of nature that the living entity is entangled in this material world. Now, in this chapter, the Supreme Personality explains that what those modes of nature are, how they act, how they bind, and how they give liberation. The knowledge explained in this chapter is proclaimed by the Supreme Lord to be superior to the knowledge given so far in other chapters. By understanding this knowledge, various great sages attained perfection and transferred to the spiritual world. The Lord now explains the same knowledge in a better way. This knowledge is far, far superior to all other processes of knowledge. Thus far explained, and knowing this, any attain perfection. Thus, it is expected that one who understands this 14th chapter will attain perfection. 14.2 Idam jnanam upasritya mama sadharmyam agataha sargepi nopajayante pralayena vyatanti cha. Idam this jnanam knowledge upasritya taking shelter of mama my sadharmyam same nature agataha having attained sarge api even in the creation na never upajayante are born pralaye in the annihilation na nor vyatanti are disturbed cha also. By translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to the transcendental nature like my own. Thus established, one is not born at the time of creation or disturbed at the time of dissolution. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After acquiring perfect transcendental knowledge, one acquires qualitative equality with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Becoming free from the repetition of birth and death, one does not, however, lose his identity as an individual soul. It is understood from Vedic literature that the liberated souls who have reached the transcendental planets of the spiritual sky always look to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, being engaged in this transcendental loving service. So, even after liberation, the devotees do not lose their individual identities. Generally, in the material world, whatever knowledge we get is contaminated by the three modes of material nature. Knowledge which is not contaminated by the three modes of material nature is called transcendental knowledge. As soon as one is situated in the transcendental knowledge, he is on the same platform as the Supreme Person. Those who have no knowledge of the spiritual sky hold that after being freed from the material activities of the material form, this spiritual identity becomes formless, without any variegatedness. However, just as there is material variegatedness in this world, in the spiritual world there is also variegatedness. Those in ignorance of this think that spiritual existence is opposed to material variety. But actually, in the spiritual sky, one attains a spiritual form. There are spiritual activities, and the spiritual situation is called devotional life. That atmosphere is said to be uncontaminated, and there one is equal in quality with the Supreme Lord. To obtain such knowledge, one must develop all the spiritual qualities. One who thus develops the spiritual qualities is not affected either by the creation or by the destruction of the material world.
Chapter 14, Text 3. Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamyaham sambhava sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. Mama, my yoni, source of birth, mahat, the total material existence, Brahma, supreme, tasmin, in that, garbham, pregnancy, dadami, create, aham, I, Sambhava, the possibility, Sarva Bhutanam, of all living entities. Tada, thereafter, Bhavati becomes Bharata, O son of Bharata. Translation: the total material substance called Brahman is the source of birth, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate, making possible the births of all living beings, O son of Bharata. Purport: this is an explanation of the world. Everything that takes place is due to the combination of Kshetra and Kshetrajna, the body and the spirit soul. This combination of material nature and the living entity is made possible by the Supreme God Himself. The Mahatattva is the total cause of the total cosmic manifestation and the total substance of the material cause, in which there are three modes of nature, is sometimes called Brahman. The Supreme Personality impregnates that total substance, and thus innumerable universes become possible. This total material substance, the Mahatattva, is described as Brahman in the Vedic literature. Mundaka Upanishad 1.1.19. Tasmadi etad Brahma nama rupam annam cha jayate. The Supreme Person impregnates that Brahman with the seeds of the living entities. The 24 elements, beginning from earth, water, fire, air, are all material energy, and they constitute what is called Mahat Brahma, or the great Brahman, the material nature. As explained in the 7th chapter, beyond this, there is another superior nature, the living entity. Into material nature, the superior nature is mixed by the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thereafter all living entities are born of this material nature. The scorpion lays its eggs in piles of rice, and sometimes it is said that the scorpion is born out of rice. But the rice is not the cause of the scorpion. Actually, the eggs were laid by the mother. Similarly, material nature is not the cause of the birth of living entities. The seed is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they only seem to come out as products of material nature. Thus, every living entity, according to his past activities, has a different body, created by this material nature, so that the entity can enjoy or suffer according to his past deeds. The Lord is the cause of all the manifestations of living entities in this material world. Chapter 4, text 4. Chapter 14, text 4.
Chapter 14, text 4. Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavanti yatasam brahmaya mahad yonir aham bija pradapitya. Sarvayonishu, in all species of life. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Murtaya, forms. Sambhavanti, they appear. Ya, which. Tesham, Tasham, of all of them. Brahma, the Supreme. Mahat, Yoni, source of birth in the material substance. Aham, I. Bija, Prada, the seed giving. Pita, father. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this translation. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material world, in that material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly explained that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original father of all living entities. The living entities are combinations of the material nature and the spiritual nature. Such living entities are seen not only on this planet but on every planet. Even on the highest where Brahma is situated. Everywhere there are living entities. Within the earth, their appearances are due to there are living entities even within water and within fire. All these appearances are due to the mother material nature and Krishna's seed-giving process. The purport is that material world is impregnated with living entities. He come out in various forms at the time of creation according to their past deeds.
Bhagavad Gita 14.5 Sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhava nibadnati mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Sattvam, the mode of goodness; Rajaha, the mode of passion; Tamaha, the mode of ignorance; Iti, thus; Guna, the qualities; Prakriti, material nature; Sambhavaha, produced of; Nibadhananti, do condition; Mahabaho, O mighty armed one; Dehe, in this body; Dehinam, the living entity; Avyayam, eternal. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with the nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these modes. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The living entity, because he is transcendental, has nothing to do with this material nature. Still, because he has become conditioned by the material world, he is acting under the spell of the three modes of material nature. Because living entities have different kinds of bodies, in terms of the different aspects of nature, they are induced to act according to that nature. This is the cause of the varieties of happiness and distress.
Text 6, chapter 14.
तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकम् अनामयं सुखसंगेन बध्नान्ति ज्ञानसंगेन चानघ. Tatra, there, sattvam, the mode of goodness; nirmalatvat, being purest in the material world; prakashakam, illuminating; anamayam, without any sinful reaction; sukha, with happiness; sangena, by association; badnanti, conditions; gnana, with knowledge; sangena, by association; cha, also; anaga, O sinless one. Translation: O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge. Purport: the living entity is conditioned by material nature or of various types. One is happy, another is very active, and another is helpless. All these types of psychological manifestations are causes of the entity's conditioned status in nature. How they are differently conditioned is explained in this section of Bhagavad Gita. The mode of goodness is first considered. The effect of developing the mode of goodness in the material world is that one becomes wiser than those otherwise conditioned. A man in the mode of goodness is not so much affected by material miseries, and he has a sense of advancement in material knowledge. The representative type is the Brahmana, who is supposed to be situated in the mode of goodness. This sense of happiness is due to understanding that in the mode of goodness, one is more or less free from sinful reactions. Actually, in the Vedic literature, it is said that the mode of goodness means greater knowledge, and a greater sense of happiness. The difficulty here is that when a living entity is situated in the mode of goodness, he becomes conditioned to feel that he is advanced in knowledge and is better than others. In this way, he becomes conditioned. The best examples are the scientist and the philosopher. Each is very proud of his knowledge, and because they generally improve their living condition, they feel a sort of material happiness. This sense of advanced happiness in conditioned life makes them bound by the mode of goodness of material nature. As such, they are attracted toward working in the mode of goodness. And as long as they have an attraction for working in that way, they have to take some type of body in the modes of nature. Thus, there is no likelihood of liberation or of being transferred to the spiritual world. Repeatedly, one may become a philosopher, a scientist, or a poet, and repeatedly become entangled in the same disadvantages of birth and death. But due to the illusion of the material energy, one thinks that sort of life is pleasant.
Text 7, chapter 14.
Rajoragatmakam viditrasna sanga sanubhavam Stannibadanti kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Rajaha, the modes of passion, the mode of passion. Raga atmakam, born of desire of lust. Vidhi, now. No. Trishna, with hankering. Sangha, association. Samudbhavam, produced of that. Nibandanti, binds. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Karma sangena, by association with fruit of activity. Dehinam, the embodied. Translation. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti. And because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to fruitful bound to material fruit of actions. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The mode of passion is characterized by the attraction between man and woman. Woman has attraction for man, and man has attraction for woman. This is called the mode of passion. And when the mode of passion is increased, one develops the hankering for material enjoyment. He wants to enjoy sense gratification. For sense gratification, a man in the mode of passion wants some honor in society or in the nation, and he wants to have a happy family with nice children, wife, and house. These are the products of the mode of passion. As long as one is hankering after these things, he has to work very hard. Therefore, it is clearly stated here that he becomes associated with the fruits of his activities and thus becomes bound by such activities. In order to please his wife, children, and society, and to keep up his prestige, one has to work. Therefore, the whole material world is more or less in the mode of passion. Modern civilization is concerned to be advanced in the standard mode of the mode of passion. Formerly, the advanced condition was considered to be in the mode of goodness. If there is no liberation for those in the mode of goodness, what to speak of those who are entangled in the mode of passion?
Text 8, chapter 14. तमस्त्वा ज्ञानजां विद्धि मोहनं सर्वदेहिनं प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिस्तान् निबध्नान्ति भारत. Tamah, the mode of ignorance. Tu, but Ajnanajam, produced of ignorance. Vidhi, no. Mohanam, the delusion. Sarvadehinam, of all embodied beings. Pramada, with madness. Alasya, indolence. Nidrabhi, and sleep. That. Nibadnanti, binds. Bharata, O son of Bharata. Translation. O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is a delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul. Purport. In this verse, the specific application of the word tu is very significant. This means that the mode of ignorance is a very peculiar qualification of the embodied soul. The mode of ignorance is just the opposite of the mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness, by development of knowledge, one can understand what is what. But the mode of ignorance is just the opposite. Everyone under the spell of the mode of ignorance becomes mad, and a madman cannot understand what is what. Instead of making advancement, one becomes degraded. The definition of the mode of ignorance is stated in the Vedic literature. Vastu itamya gnana varakam viparyaya gnana janakam tama. Under the spell of ignorance, one cannot understand a thing as it is. For example, everyone can see that his grandfather has died, and therefore he will also die. Man is mortal. The children that he conceives will also die. So death is sure. Still, people are madly accumulating money and working very hard all day and night, not caring for the eternal spirit. This is madness. In their madness, they are very reluctant to make advancement in spiritual understanding. Such people are very lazy. When they are invited to associate for spiritual understanding, they are not much interested. They are not even active like the man who is controlled by the mode of passion. And thus, another symptom of one embedded in the mode of ignorance is that he sleeps more than is required. 6 hours of sleep is sufficient. But a man in the mode of ignorance sleeps at least 10 or 12 hours a day. Such a man appears to be always dejected and is addicted to intoxicants and sleeping. These are the symptoms of a person conditioned by the mode of ignorance. Have you heard mode of ignorance?
It's somebody who sleeps more than 6 hours, like Mama. Is it like Mama?
Yeah. Text 9.
Text 9, chapter 14.
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati raja karmani bharata dhanam avritya tu tama pramade sanjayatya utu. Sattvam,
The mode of goodness.
sukhe,
In happiness.
sanjayati,
Binds.
raja,
The mode of passion.
karmani,
In fruitive activity.
bharata,
O son of Bharata.
gnanam,
Knowledge.
arvitya, covering,
Covering.
tu,
But.
tama,
The mode of ignorance. The mode of ignorance.
pramade,
In madness.
sanjayati,
Binds.
utta,
It is said. Translation by Sri.
Translation. O son of Bharata, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion. Happiness, passion conditions one to fruitive activities, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to madness.
Papa.
A person in the mode of goodness is satisfied by his work or an intellectual pursuit. Just as a philosopher, scientist, or educator may be engaged in a particular field of knowledge and may be satisfied in that way, a man in the mode of passion may be engaged in fruitive activity. He owns as much as he can spend for good causes. Sometimes he tries to open hospitals, give to charity instructions, etc. These are signs of one in the mode of passion. And the mode of ignorance covers knowledge. The mode of ignorance covers knowledge. In the mode of ignorance, whatever one does is good neither for him nor for anyone.
Text 10, chapter 14. Rajastamas chabibhuya sattvam bhavati bharata. Rajas sattvam tamaschaiva tamas sattvam rajastada. Raja, the mode of passion. Tama, the mode of ignorance. Cha, also. Abhibhuya, surpassing. Sattvam, the mode of goodness. Bhavati, becomes prominent. Bharata, O son of Bharata. Raja, the mode of passion. Sattvam, the mode of goodness. Tama, the mode of ignorance. Cha, also. Eva, like that. Tamah, the mode of ignorance. Sattvam, the mode of goodness. Raja, the mode of passion. Tada, thus. Translation. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. Purport. When the mode of passion is prominent, the modes of goodness and ignorance are defeated. When the mode of goodness is prominent, passion and ignorance are defeated. And when the mode of ignorance is prominent, passion and goodness are defeated. This competition is always going on. Therefore, one who is actually intent and advancing in Krishna consciousness has to transcend these three modes. The prominence of some certain modes of nature is manifested in one's dealings, in his activities, in eating, etc. All this will be explained in later chapters. But if one wants, he can develop by practice the mode of goodness. Practice the mode of goodness and thus defeat the modes of ignorance and passion. One can similarly develop the mode of passion and defeat goodness and ignorance. Or one can develop the mode of ignorance and defeat goodness and passion. Although there are these three modes of material nature, if one is determined, he can be blessed by the mode of goodness. And by transcending the mode of goodness, he can be situated in pure goodness, which is called Vasudeva state, a state in which one can understand the science of God. By the manifestation of particular activities, it can be understood in what mode of nature one is situated.
Text 11, chapter 14.
Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate gnanam yadai tada vidyad vivardam sattvam iti uta sarvadvareshu, in all the gates. Dehe asmin, in this body. Prakasha, the quality of illumination. Upajayate, develops. Gnanam, knowledge. Yada, when. Tada, at that time. Vidyat, no. Vivirdam, increased. Sattvam, the mode of goodness. Iti uta, thus it is said. Translation: the manifestation of the body of goodness can be experienced. Of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. There are 9 gates in the body: 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, the mouth, the genitals, and the anus. When every gate is illuminated by the symptoms of goodness, it should be understood that one has developed the mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness, one can see things in the right position. One can hear things in the right position, and one can taste things in the right position. One becomes cleansed inside and outside. In every gate, there is development of the symptoms of happiness, and that is the position of goodness.
Text 12, chapter 14.
Lobha pravrittir arambha karmanam asamaspruha rajasi etani jayante vivruddhe bharatarshaba. Lobha, greed. Pravritti, activity. Arambha, endeavor. Karmanam, in activities. Asama, uncontrollable. Spruha, desire. Rajasi, of the mode of passion. Etani, all these. Jayante, develop. Vivruddhe, when there is an excess. Bharatarshaba, O chief of the descendants of Bharata. Translation: O chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. Purport: one in the mode of passion is never satisfied with the position he has already acquired. He hankers to increase his position. If he wants to construct a residential house, he tries his best to have a palatial house, as if he would be able to reside in that house eternally. And he develops a great hankering for sense gratification. There is no end to sense gratification. He always wants to remain with his family and in his house and continue the process of sense gratification. There is no cessation of this. All these symptoms should be understood as characteristic of the mode of passion. Text 13.
Text 13, chapter 14.
Aprakasho pravitris cha paramodo moha eva cha tamaisya etani jayante vivrade kurunandana. Aprakasha, darkness. Apravritti, inactivity. Cha, and. Pramada, madness. Moha, illusion. Eva, certainly. Cha, also. Tamasi, the mode of ignorance. Etani, these. Jayanti, are manifested. Vriddhe, when developed. Kuru Nandana, O son of Kuru. Translation. When there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, O son of Kuru, darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When there is no illumination, knowledge is absent. When one in the mode of ignorance does not work by a regulative principle. He wants to act whimsically for no purpose, even though he has the capacity to work. He makes no endeavor. This is called delusion. Although consciousness is going on, life is inactive. These are the symptoms of one in the mode of ignorance. Yada sattve vridde tu pralayam yati dehe brit tado dama vidam lokan amalan praptipadyate. Yada, when sattve, the mode of goodness, pravade, develop, to but, pralayam, dissolution, yati goes, dehabrit, embodied, tatada, at that time, Uttama Vidam, of the great sages, Lokan, the planet, Amalan, pure, Prapradayate, attains.
Translation. When one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages. Purport. One in goodness attains higher planetary systems like Brahmaloka or Gnanaloka, and there enjoys godly happiness. The word Amalan is significant. It means free from the modes of passion and ignorance. There are impurities in the material world, but the mode of goodness is the purest form of existence in the material world. There are different kinds of planets for different kinds of living entities. Those who die in the mode of goodness are elevated to the planets where great sages and great devotees live. Text 15, chapter 14. Rajasi pralayam gatva karma sangish jayate tada prarinastamasi muda yonis jayate. Rajasi, in passion, pralayam, dissolution, gatva, attaining, karma sangisu, in the association of those engaged in fruitive activities. Jayate, takes birth. Tada, similarly. Pralinaha, being dissolved. Tamasi, in ignorance. Muda yonishu, in animal species. Jayate, takes birth. Translation. When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities. And when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom. Purport. Some people have the impression that when the soul reaches the platform of human life, it never goes down again. This is incorrect. According to this verse, if one develops the mode of ignorance, after his death, he is degraded to an animal form of life. From there, one has to again elevate himself by an evolutionary process to come again to the human form of life. Therefore, those who are actually serious about human life should take to the mode of goodness, and in good association transcend the modes and become situated in Krishna consciousness. This is the aim of human life. Otherwise, there is no guarantee that the human being will again attain to the human status. Text 16, chapter 14. Karmana Sikritasyahu Satvikam Nirmalam Phalam Rajasastu Phalam Dukkam Agnanam Tamasa Phalam. Karmana of work, Sikritasya pious, Ahu he said, Satvikam in the mode of goodness, Nirmalam purified, Phalam the result, Rajasa of the mode of passion, Tu but Phalam the result, Dukkam misery, Agnanam nonsense, Tamasa of the mode of ignorance, Phalam the result.
The result of pious action is pure, and it is said to be in the mode of goodness. But action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of goodness results in foolishness. But the result of pious activities in the mode of goodness is pure. Therefore, the sages who are free from all illusion, are situated in happiness. But activities in the mode of passion are simply miserable. Any activity for the material happiness is bound to be defeated. If, for example, one wants to have a skyscraper, so much human misery has to be undergone because before wants to build a skyscraper, such human misery has to be undergone before a big skyscraper can be built. The financier has to take much trouble to earn a mass of wealth, and those who are slaving to construct the building have to render philosophical toil. Physical toil. The miseries are there. Thus, Bhagavad Gita says that in any activity performed under the spell of the mode of passion, there is definitely great misery. There may be a little so-called mental happiness. I have this house or this money, but this is not actually happiness. As far as the mode of goodness is concerned, the performer is without knowledge, and therefore all his activities result in present misery, and afterwards he will go on toward the animal life. Animal life is always miserable, although under the spell of the illusory energy, Maya, the animals do not understand this. Slaughtering poor animals is also due to the mode of ignorance. The animal killers do not know that in the future the animals will have the body suitable to kill them. That is the law of nature. In human society, if one kills a man, he has to be hanged. That is the law of the state. Because of ignorance, people do not perceive that there is a complete state controlled by the Supreme Lord. Every living creature is a son of the Supreme Lord, and he does not tolerate an ant being killed. He does not tolerate even an ant being killed. One has to pay for it. So, indulgence in killing in animal killing for the taste of the tongue is the grossest kind of ignorance. A human being has no need to kill animals because God has supplied so many nice things. If one indulges in meat eating anyway, it is to be understood that he is acting in in ignorance and is making his future very dark. Of all kinds of animal killing, the killing of cows is the most vicious because the cow gives us all kinds of pleasure by supplying milk. Cow slaughter is an act of the grossest type of ignorance. In the Vedic literature, Rigveda 9.46.4, the word Gobihi Prinata Macharam indicate that one who being fully satisfied by milk is desirous of killing the cow is in the grossest ignorance. There is also a prayer in the Vedic literature that states, Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmaya Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Nama. My Lord, you are the well-wisher of the cows and of the Brahmanas, and you are the well-wisher of the entire human society. Vishnu Purana Society and World. Vishnu Purana 1.19.65. The purport is that special mention is given in that prayer for the protection of cows and the Brahmanas. Brahmanas are the symbol of spiritual education, and cows are the symbol of the most valuable food. These two living creatures, the Brahmanas and the cows, must be given all protection. That is real advancement of civilization. In modern human society, spiritual knowledge is neglected, and cow killing is encouraged. It is to be understood that human society is advancing in the wrong direction and is clearing the path to its own condemnation, and civilization which guides the citizens to become animals in their next lives is eternally not a human civilization. The present human civilization is, of course, grossly misled by the modes of passion and ignorance. It is very dangerous. It is a very dangerous age, and all nations should take care to provide the easiest process. Krishna consciousness to save humanity from the greatest danger. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai.
Exactly, that's what I'm stopping. Can I use the red one on Daddy? Yes. Wait, it's not letting me. I never got this one. Yeah, but it's not letting me. Daddy, but it's not letting me.
Yeah, I'm streaming. Let's go.
You have to sing that.
Only Wednesday I get a chance because of late start school. Other day I have to be home. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. 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 Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Bando moi savadhana mate. Bando moi Jahara prasade bhai e baba toriya jai. Hara prasade bhai e baba toriya jai. Krishna prapti ho jaha aate. Krishna prapti ho jaha aate. Guru mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya. Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha. Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Chatudana Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu She. Chatudana Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu She. Divya Gyana Reda Prakashito. Divya Gyana Reda Prakashito. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate. Vedigaya Jahara Charito. Vedigaya Jahara Charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu. Lokanatha Loke Raji Vana. Lokanatha Loke Raji Vana. Aha Prabhu Kor Prabhu koro doya deha more parachaya eve jasa gusuk sribu vana eve jasa gusuk sribu vanam Prabhupada patitapa vanam Prabhupada patitapa vanam Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna. The other one first. That one first. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. The lotus feet of our spiritual master, as the only by which you can attain pure devotional service, I bow down to his lotus feet to great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean, mature suffering, and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified